Those elected officials, judges for the city of Cranston, and other dignitaries, if you can make your way to the lobby, please, for the procession. Thank you.
Sing by May or June, the new guy will probably be in charge. That's heard good things about it. I've never met him before. As far as I know, the last I heard, he was planning on staying here. Speak out. I know, I was sitting up here. Yeah, exactly. And plus they ever put my name in it with the Benedict, so I said, well, I had to go find another, so I had to come and get another person. Yeah, sure, I don't do it.
My name is Stephen Angel. I'm your master of ceremonies for this evening. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the 59th City Council inaugural meeting in the year 2023. So this evening, you will see in the processional, you will see your council members elect Robert Ferry, Jessica Marino, and Nicole Renzulli, citywide council members. Council member from Ward 1, Lamas Vargas, Ward 2, Anise Germain, Ward 3, John Donegan, Ward 4, Richard Campo Piano, 5, Christopher Paplowskis, the immediate past council president, and Ward 6, Matthew Riley. Your school committee elect Michael Traficante, citywide, Keith Catone, Ward 1, Kristen Horoyan, Ward 2, Dominic Fusco, Ward 3, Frank Ritz Jr., Ward 4, Tara Norberg, Ward 5, and Anthony Melillo, Ward 6. We also have with us this evening our judges from the city of Cranston, municipal court judges, probate judges, and auxiliary judges, our city budget analyst, David DeMeo, the registrar, Nicholas Lima, and the harbor master, Ted Westcott. And with that, I will ask you to stand for the presentation of the colors by the Cranston Police Department, and I ask you to remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, national anthem, and invocation, and until the colors are retired. Thank you. Yeah, no, she's looking forward to having you, so I have to stay here. She has a few more years, I think, so that'll work out for her. Going down there. I'm the city council player. Hopefully I would begin to next door. If something happens here.
That's you, that would be.
That would be somewhere that part of the city council meeting. Kansas City Council hires 1 month for and then they have 2 weeks where they have something. Tours of St. Thomas Parish of Providence, who will offer the invocation. Officers.
Let us pray. O God, from whom all power comes, by whose divine will all must abide, we thank you for our civil liberties and freedom, for our opportunities and our privileges. We ask you to bless, assist, and enlighten these council members, school committee members, and judges. May they prove worthy of the confidence placed in them by their fellow citizens. May they be just and upright in their thinking, honest in their actions, and ever be guided by true conscience in the decisions they propose or vote upon. Forgive us all our mistakes and selfish tendencies, and help prepare us by our good deeds for an eternal union with you. Amen.
Thank you, Father Soares. Now it is my pleasure to recognize the mayor of the city of Cranston, the Honorable Kenneth Hopkins, who will offer his greetings. Mayor Hopkins.
Thank you, Steve. Good evening, everyone. To members of the City Council, members of the School Committee, General Assembly, and other honored guests. Welcome to our Superintendent, Janine Nada, Massey, and members of her staff and administration. It has been a great pleasure to work with you for the last 2 years. To our fellow citizens and everyone present, Happy New Year. And thank you for allowing me to join you in this inaugural ceremony as members of our city government begin a new term in office. 2 years ago, I remember being so honored and humbled as I stood and took my first oath of office as mayor. Most of you watched it on TV. We may all recall the circumstances of that night as we dealt with a wave of COVID challenges to our daily lives and our families. I am pleased tonight that we are able to gather together, still mindful of taking precautions, but having the benefit of vaccines and medicines that we didn't yet enjoy then. Let me again congratulate the 9 members of the council who were re-elected in November as you renew your commitment to our city and our state, and take your oath of office once again. I also want at this time to recognize and thank Chris Paploskas on his service as council president. He always displayed a collegial and respectful approach to presiding at the meetings. He represented his ward and our city well with his leadership and concern. Thank you, Mr. President. While we have the same members of the council returning, I respect the voters' determination and look forward to working with new leadership on the council and its committees. At the end of the day, when trying to administer the city, it is doing what is best for our taxpayers and not partisan motives that should guide us. We have much work ahead of us, and tonight we should all commit ourselves to seeking collaborative solutions to our challenges and a good exchange of ideas. As we all know, serving Cranston is an honor and presents us with so many special opportunities to see the best of our neighbors, the best of our students, and the best of our businesses. The year ahead will be one that continues to present us with financial challenges, but I am committed to preserving our strong fiscal posture and the effective delivery of important city messages. There were encouraging signs for the last year, including a positive audit report shared last week that showed us ending the fiscal year of 2022 with an operating surplus. In the summer, Fitch Ratings Agency affirmed Cranston's AA+ rating on the city's outstanding general obligation bonds. We have already begun assembling the data to build a new budget for next year, and later in the spring, we will share a new financial plan for the city and the schools with you. We can keep Cranston going in the right direction with our vigilance to our responsibilities and protection of our neighborhoods, schools, and families. To our General Assembly members joining us tonight, congratulations. And I know I speak for all of us that we would certainly welcome the sharing of some of the state's $610 million surplus. It could help us in other communities in the area of property tax relief. In a few moments, the members of the school committee will take office. I'd like to welcome my good friend, former Mayor Mike Trafficante, and the entire committee, but especially the new members, Frank Ritz, Tara Norberg, and Anthony Malillo. We welcome you, we respect you, and we thank you for your service. Education remains a top priority of mine, and you have great challenges ahead to protect our school children and our resources. The high value that Cranstonians place on our schools must be met with excellence in our leadership and in our classrooms. Cranston is committing extraordinary financial resources to the schools as we build new ones and preserve existing structures. The recent test results from the Department of Education demonstrate that you need to match future results with our well-considered reputation in the community. In the days ahead, I will speak more about issues like economic development, housing, and infrastructure. But let me leave you with this reminder of my three basic prongs of service as your mayor. One, to protect our tax dollars. Two, to protect our neighborhoods. Let me repeat that, please. Number two, to protect our neighborhoods. And three, to protect our special quality of life. I invite this next term of the City Council to join me in these priorities. Together, we can keep Cranston on the right track to be the city that we all love and enjoy every day. Congratulations again. God bless all of our citizens in this great community. And as always, one Cranston, one heartbeat. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Before continuing, I'd like to recognize some of the other dignitaries who've joined us here today. State Senator, our very own Josh Miller, and our very own State Representative Brandon Potter. In addition, we are honored by the attendance of Lieutenant Governor Sabina Matos, Secretary of State Greg Amore, General Treasurer James Diosa, and Central Falls Mayor Mariah Rivera. And now I would call upon our acting clerk, Rosal Bazani, to read the certificate of election for the City Council-elect.
Dear Acting City Clerk Sani, we hereby certify and declare the following persons were elected at the general election on Tuesday, November 8th, 2022, in the city of Cranston to the several offices as set forth, preceding their names and for the term of office hereafter stated. City Council citywide, Jessica M. Marino, 799 Natick Avenue. City Council-wide, Robert J. Ferry, 2426 Cranston Street. Council citywide, Nicole Renzulli, 54 Massachusetts Street. Council Ward 1, Lamas J. Vargas, 35 Betsy Williams Drive. Council Ward 2, Anise Germain, 63 Dale Avenue. Council Ward 3, John P. Donegan, 60 Package Street. Council Ward 4, Richard D. Campipiano, 1640 Pippin Orchard Road. Council Ward 5, Christopher G. Paplaskas, 14 Highland Street. Council Ward 6, Matthew R. Riley, 27 Delwood Road. Vote totals from the November 8th, 2022 general election were certified by the Rhode Island Board of Elections on November 18th, 2022, and published on November 16th, 2022 as follows. Council citywide, Jessica M. Marino, Democrat, 14,558. Robert J. Ferry, Democrat, 12,564. Nicole Renzulli, Republican, 12,029. James E. Donahue, Republican, 11,370. Robert M. Wilson, Democrat, 10,510. Thomas R. Trudell, Republican, 8,330. Council City Ward 1, Lamas J. Vargas, Democrat, 3,833. Council Ward 2, Anise Germain, Democrat, 2,585. John P. Calasanti, Republican, 2002. Council Ward 3, John P. Donegan, Democrat, 1,642. Jason M. Case, Republican, 967. Council Ward 4, Richard D. Campiano, Republican, 3,448. Peter M. Rivelli, Democrat, 1,909. Michael J. Farina, Independent, 1,104. Council Ward 5, Christopher G. Paplaskas, Republican, 3,278. Larry Orlando Warner, Democrat, 1,924. Council Ward 6, Matthew R. Riley, Republican, 2,623. Daniel R. Wall, Democrat, 2,280. The Rhode Island Secretary of State is hereby copied on this local certification in accordance with Rhode Island General Laws 1722(5.2). The term of office for all council members is 2 years or until their successor is duly elected and qualified. Very truly yours, Nicholas J. Lima, Registrar, Director of Elections.
Thank you, Ms. Lanning. Now it is my distinct pleasure to call upon a judge who came to Rhode Island from South Carolina to attend Brown University and quite frankly never left. She went to Brown, she went to Boston University for law school, and she came back to Rhode Island to serve the underserved and the underprivileged through Rhode Island Legal Services as an attorney. She distinguished herself as a jurist, as an associate justice on the Rhode Island State Supreme Court, and then subsequent to that on the United States Court of Appeals for the First Circuit, and now sits as the senior United States Circuit Judge of the United States Court of Appeals for the First Circuit, our very own Cranston's own Justice O. Rajari Thompson. I'd ask council members to remain standing for the oath.
And could you all please raise your right hands? Do you solemnly swear that you will be true and faithful unto and support the Constitution of the United States, this state, and support the laws and Constitution thereof, and the Home Rule Charter and ordinances of the city of Cranston, and that you will well and truly execute the office of which you have been elected, or until another be engaged in your place, or until you be legally discharged therefrom? So help you God. Congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations. I once again call upon our acting clerk of the city, Rosal Bazzani, to read the certificate of election for the Cranston School Committee. Ms. Zanni.
Dear Acting City Clerk Zanni, we hereby certify and declare the following persons were elected at the general election on Tuesday, November 8th, 2022 in the city of Cranston to the several offices as set forth preceding their names and for terms of office hereinafter stated. School Committee Citywide, Michael A. Trafficante, 51 Woodview Drive. School Committee Ward 1, Keith C. Catone, 61 Windsor Road. School Committee Ward 2, Kristen E. Horoyan, 40 Howard Street. School Committee Ward 3, Dominic F. Fusco Jr., 167 Fiat Avenue. School Committee Ward 4, Frank J. Ritz Jr., 46 Carrie Ann Drive. School Committee Ward 5, Tara L. Norberg, 100 Elena Street. School Committee Ward 6, Anthony J. Malolo, 33 Harvard Street. Vote totals from the November 8th, 2022 general election were certified by the Rhode Island Board of Elections on November 18th and November 22, 2022, and published on November 16th, 2022 as follows. School Committee Citywide, Michael A. Trafficante, nonpartisan, 22,853. School Committee Ward 1, Keith C. Catone, nonpartisan, 2,474. Jeffrey K. Gale, nonpartisan, 1,288. Kristen E. Horoyan, nonpartisan, 2,818. Christopher T. Maxwell, nonpartisan, 962. School Committee Ward 3, Dominic Frank Fusco Jr., nonpartisan, 1,213. Paul H. Arquette, nonpartisan, 1,120. School Committee Ward 4, Frank J. Ritz Jr., nonpartisan, 5,001. School Committee Ward 5, Tara L. Norberg, nonpartisan, 2,143. Arthur J. Scavidi Senior, nonpartisan, 2,093. School Committee Ward 6, Anthony J. Malolo, nonpartisan, 2,851. Dylan M. Zalazo, nonpartisan, 1,350. The Rhode Island Secretary of State is hereby copied on this local certification in accordance with Rhode Island General Law 1722 5.2. The term of office for all school committee members is 2 years or until their successor is duly elected and qualified. Very truly yours, Nicholas J. Lima, Registrar, Director of Elections.
Thank you. Now it's my honor to once again call upon Mayor Kenneth Hopkins to administer the oath of office to the Cranston School Committee members, if they would please rise. Mayor Hopkins. It's an audible, Mayor.
Okay. Good. Raise your right hand. I state your name.
Michael Trafficante.
Do solemnly swear that you will be true and faithful unto and support the Constitution of the United States, this state, and support the laws and Constitution thereof, in the Home Rule Charter and ordinances of the city of Cranston, and that you will well and truly execute the office of which you have been elected, or until another be engaged in your place, or until you be legally discharged therefrom, so help you God.
I do.
Congratulations.
Now I call upon, once again, Rose Albazani, who will call the council meeting to order. Ms. Zanni?
Councilman Ferry,
Present.
Councilwoman Marino,
Present.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Present.
Councilwoman Vargas,
Present.
Councilwoman Jermaine, present, Councilman Donegan,
Present.
Councilman Campiano,
Present.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Present.
Councilman Riley.
Present.
Ms. Zanni, if you'll call for nominations for the office of council president.
I now call the 59th inaugural meeting of the Cranston City Council to order. Nominations are now in order for council president. Are there any nominations?
I'd like to nominate Councilwoman Jessica Marino for council president.
Second. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, nominations are now closed. A roll call will be taken. Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine. Yes. Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Councilman Riley.
Yes.
My pleasure to hand the gavel over to you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much to council members, current and in the past as well. I'd like to thank the mayor this evening, as well as other dignitaries here on the state level, Lieutenant Governor Sabina Matos, Secretary of State, Mr. Amore, and as well as Senator Miller and Representative Potter. Thank you to the judges as well this evening, especially someone who I admire and have great respect for the Honorable Justice Rogerie Thompson. Thank you very much. Thank you also to Superintendent Janine Adamasi for helping this evening, along with, I would be remiss if I failed to include, if I did not include Rosalba Zani, our clerk, for stepping up in numerous hours and helping us with this evening tonight. And last but not least, thank you to the students who also stepped up this evening, along with keeping our community safe, the local police department and fire department participating this evening. And I believe I omitted school committee members. I knew I'd forget someone. Thank you very much for attending this evening and for your service to our community. This evening, in addition to thanking everyone who contributed to bringing us here tonight, I owe a great deal of gratitude to the sacrifice of my family. And when I say the sacrifice of my family, that includes my parents, that includes my husband, that includes my children, for allowing me to be shared with our community. The time and energy that this job entails. All of us sitting up here understand and share in that responsibility, and all of our families make a great sacrifice, and we are very indebted to them. Along those same lines, I have a great deal of indebtedness to the sacrifice that my grandparents have made in order to allow me to be here this evening. My story is one of a first-generation American. Both my grandparents, my father's side of the family and my mother's side, they came to the United States for a better opportunity after World War II. They had seen the peril and served in great strife in Italy and came to the United States for a better life with young children. My father was only 2 years old. My mother was 5 or 6 years old at the time. And I was raised in a way that I never took for granted the opportunities that were given to me, and that everything in life was an opportunity. It was what you made of it, and hard work and sacrifice would yield the results of a happy life. And I am very indebted to them, because without them, I would not be here. And I really appreciate that. Thank you. City Council is known to be a representative body of our great city. I view City Council as more. It is a reflection of our community. I am humbled and privileged to hold this responsibility this evening, and I do not take this for granted. Candidly, speeches have never been my thing, but conversations have always been a much better fit. In that vein, I hope that you too see this address this evening as the beginning of our conversation. And I look forward to hearing from each and every one of you in the days and weeks and months ahead. I would also be remiss if I failed to acknowledge the historical significance of this moment. Tonight is the first time in Cranston's history that we have a female council president. This is another glass ceiling that has been shattered, and I am proud to be a part of it, and I hope to not let anyone down. I would like to thank the women of this council and the men of this council in helping to accomplish this milestone. In the previous election, we were all privileged to have these seats, with the exception of Ward 4, Councilman Richard Campopiano. And at that time, we were all in a state of COVID. It was a time of Zoom. And I do believe that another historical moment was not given the proper opportunity. And I would like to take that time now. In 2021, when this council body was sworn into office, it was the first time in Cranston history that we had 4 female members of the council. And that deserves the honor this evening. As president of our city council, I promise to lead with an inclusive manner, with an integrity, transparency, and always, always with public service at the heart of everything that we do. Someone that I have had great admiration for over the years, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who has had a brilliant mind and was strong in being a barrier breaking woman. She has said many things that we can take to heart and learn from, but a couple of them in particular I would like to mention this evening. She has mentioned that we should, quote, fight for the things that you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you. She's also had the wisdom of saying that real change, enduring change, happens one step at a time. This is what I hope to do hand in hand with my partners on council, regardless of party affiliation. We will disagree at times, there is no doubt. That is oftentimes what leads to good results, compromise. And in those times, we will need to agree to disagree without petty condemnation. My hope is we will have more agreement than we will have disagreement. We will work on compromise, and in doing so, together, by example, promote our community, our great city. We will protect our community, our great city, and we will encourage unity over division for the betterment of us all. Thank you. And now this evening, I would like to call for nominations of the office of Council Vice President. Councilman Donegan.
Thank you, Council President. I'd like to nominate Councilwoman Lamas J. Vargas to the role of Council Vice President.
Second.
Are there any other nominations for the office of Vice President? There being none, nominations are now closed. Councilwoman Lamas Vargas has been nominated for the office of Council Vice President. Would the clerk please take the roll?
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine. Yes. Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Campopiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes. For the record, let it reflect that Councilwoman Vargas has been elected to the office of Council Vice President. Congratulations. At this time, I would like to call for the appointment of council's legal counsel. Are there any nominations?
Like to nominate Stephen Angel for legal counsel.
Second.
second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please take the roll?
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes. Let the record show that Stephen Angel has been appointed to the council's legal counsel. At this time, I will administer the oath. You do solemnly swear that you will be true and faithful unto and support the Constitution of the United States, this state, and support the laws and Constitution thereof, and the Home Rule Charter and ordinances of the city of Cranston, and that you will well and truly execute the office of which you have been appointed, or until another be engaged in your place, or until you be legally discharged therefrom, so help you God. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you.
At this time, I will recognize Councilwoman Vargas, Council Vice President Lamas Vargas, who will state the party leadership for the Democratic Caucus.
Thank you, Council President. We, the Democratic members of the Cranston City Council, have selected as majority leader to serve during the 2023 through 2025 term, a distinguished community leader to serve in this capacity, and I nominate and recognize and would like to go ahead and nominate Councilmember John Donegan.
The president recognizes Councilman John Donegan as the Democratic Party majority leader. And now I will recognize Councilman Christopher Paplaskas, who will state the Republican Caucus majority leader.
Thank you, Council President. The Republican members of the Cranston City Council have unanimously selected as minority leader to serve during the 2023-2025 term, a distinguished community leader to serve in that capacity, Councilwoman Nicole Renzulli.
Will state for the record, congratulations to Councilwoman Nicole Renzulli as minority leader for the Republican members of council. Okay. Next on the agenda this evening is the adoption of rules. The adoption of the council rules for the 2023-2025 session will be deferred to the January regular council meeting. But at this time, I just would like to confer and ask legal counsel as to whether or not to confirm that we are currently operating under Robert's rules.
Madam President, we are operating under Robert's Rules of Order. Thank you.
Thank you. And at this time, I'd like to begin with the appointments on the agenda, beginning with the municipal court judges as our next order of business. Motions are now in order for the chief judge position.
Council President,
Yes, Councilman Donegan.
I'd like to entertain a motion to take all judicial appointments as a block, including the chief judge, senior associate judge, associate judges, auxiliary judges, and the probate judge.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion on the motion to take it as a block? Yes, Councilman Paplaskas, yes.
Thank you, Council President. I will be voting against the motion to take the municipal court judges as a block. I feel that every person or that is up for appointment for a municipal court position brings different aspects of their resume and background to the table. I do think that each one should be voted on separately. I also feel that that's the way it's been done in the past. I know it's been done in the past that way. It's not always the right way to do it, but it's not a business license. We're taking as a block. It's a position for municipal court. So that's my 2 cents on that. Thank you.
Councilwoman Renzulli?
Thank you. I will also not be in support of this. I would like to entertain a simultaneous motion to move this to continue to the full city council meeting at the end of January. My caucus has recently learned of some concerning issues with regard to some nominees, and we just have questions. And I think this is such an important position, and I want the public's confidence in the integrity of our court, to be full. So I would like us to maybe talk about some of these issues where we have the opportunity to go into executive session rather than in this ceremonious meeting.
I'd like to bring in legal counsel with respect to the ability for us to take this as a block.
You are able to take these as a block, Madam President.
Thank you.
Madam President, I'd like the second Councilwoman Rizzuli's motion to continue if all of these nominees, if that was a motion that she made.
And again, legal counsel, if I could just bring you in with respect to the first motion of Councilman Donegan with a second, given that there was a second motion being made, and if I can take the initial motion first and the second motion second.
Yes, you should take the first motion first and the second motion following, although if the first motion passes, the second one will be moot.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Yes.
Thank you. With your speech tonight about inclusivity and the importance of a position of a judge in our city, I do not think this is something that we should treat so cavalier as to put 5 people through who are going to maintain the laws of our city over the next 2 years. I think it needs to be vetted. There are certainly questions that need to be answered to determine that we have the right people for that position. And so I would be hopeful that we would take some time to talk about these and push this off a few weeks to the next meeting.
Any other discussion?
I have one point of order, parliamentary procedure. Since we're under Robert's Rules of Order, does a motion to continue supersede any other pending motions?
Legal counsel.
You can take the vote on that motion, Madam President.
With respect to the motion to continue, Rose, if you can please take the roll.
Councilman Ferry,
No.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
No.
Councilman Donegan,
No.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas,
No.
Council President Marino.
No. That motion fails. Any other discussion on the pending motion to take it as a block? Councilwoman Renzulli?
I'm not sure if this is proper, so it's a question. Are we allowed to have discussion on individual nominees at this moment or no?
The current motion is just to take it as a block, not with respect to the actual nominees.
Thank you.
No other discussion? Okay. Before we take the roll, I would like to say that this inauguration this evening is the 59th City Council inaugural meeting. And for a long-standing number of years, this has been the procedure. And all the nominees this evening are good standing members of the bar, which is required. And In the previous session, council, with actually an ordinance that I believe I introduced for amendment, added the requirement that the judges have a minimum of 10 years of experience. And having been a lawyer myself for nearly 23 years in the state, I have great confidence that all the nominees are well-suited as good standing lawyers, and I don't have any issue with taking it as a block. Madam Clerk, if you can please take the roll. Thank you.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
No.
Councilwoman Jermaine. Yes. Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
No.
Councilman Paplaskas,
No.
Councilman Riley,
No.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes. And the motion to take them as a block passes. Do I have nominations with respect to a block?
Council President?
Councilman Donegan?
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to nominate as Chief Judge the Honorable Raymond Koya, as the Senior Associate Chief Judge the Honorable Michael Fort Jr., as an Associate Municipal Court Judge the Honorable Angeline Cooper, as Associate Judge the Honorable Matthew Smith, as Associate Judge Emily Viziri, Auxiliary Judge Honorable Robert Ragusta, as Auxiliary Judge the Honorable Kenneth Schreiber, and as the Chief Probate Judge the Honorable Cynthia Fogarty.
Second.
And at this time, I'll take discussion. Councilman Paplaskas.
Thank you, Council President. I'll be voting against this block. Not because I'm voting against any particular appointment or judge. I think they all bring their unique abilities to the table. I just don't agree in the process that we're doing this. So I'll be voting no on the block. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Clerk, if we can please take the roll.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
No.
Councilwoman Jermaine. Yes. Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
No.
Councilman Paplaskas,
No.
Councilman Riley,
No.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes. And the motion passes. Congratulations. At this time, if we can please have the Honorable Raymond Koya, please come to the stage for swearing in, along with Senior Associate Judge Mike Fort, Associate Judge Angeline Cooper, Associate Judge Matthew Smith, Associate Judge Emily Viziri, Auxiliary Judge Robert Ragusta, Auxiliary Judge Kenneth Schreiber, and Probate Judge Cynthia Fogarty.
Your Honor. I'd now call on Judge Thompson to issue the oath.
Let's make room. Okay. All right, could you all raise your right hands, please? Do you solemnly swear that you will be true and faithful unto and support the Constitution of the United States, this state, and support the laws and Constitution thereof, and the Home Rule Charter and ordinances of the city of Cranston, and that you will well and truly execute the office of which you have been appointed, or until another be engaged in your place, or until you be legally discharged therefrom? So help you God. Congratulations to all of you. I've seen you in so long. Before I give up the mic, I just want to recognize that this glass ceiling has been broken this evening and to say how proud I am to you for assuming this leadership position and to all of you for giving Councilwoman Marino this opportunity to do so, as well as Councilwoman Vargas, my councilwoman.
Thank you. At this time, we will move on to the registrar. The council has been advised by the chair of the Board of Canvassers. The Board of Canvassers has voted unanimously to appoint Nicholas Lima to another two-year term as registrar. Pursuant to the Rhode Island General Laws, Section 17-8-5, Section 4, the council has been requested to approve the employment of Mr. Lima as registrar and to approve of his compensation in that position as set out in the budget. Is there a motion to take that into effect? Yes, Councilman Donegan.
I'll make a motion to reappoint Nicholas Lima to the registrar position.
Second,
Any discussion? Okay, well. All right. Would the clerk please take the roll?
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli.
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
yes.
Council Vice President Vargas.
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes. Let the record show that the employment and compensation of Mr. Lima as registrar is approved. Congratulations. And if you can please approach so we can administer the oath. Thank you. You do solemnly swear that you will be true and faithful unto the support and Constitution of the United States, this state, and support the laws and Constitution thereof, and the Home Rule Charter and ordinances of the city of Cranston, and that you will well and truly execute the office of which you have been appointed, or until another be engaged in your place, or until you be legally discharged therefrom, so help you God.
I do.
Thank you. Congratulations again. At this time, we will move to the next agenda item of the council auditor budget analyst. I call for the appointment of the council's auditor budget analyst. Any motions? Councilwoman Renzulli?
I would like to nominate, David DeMayo.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please take the roll?
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes. Let the record show that David DeMayo has been appointed to the council's auditor budget analyst. Congratulations, and if you will, please approach the stage so that we can administer the oath. Thank you. You do solemnly swear that you will be true and faithful unto and support the Constitution of the United States, this state, and support the laws and Constitution thereof, and the Home Rule Charter and ordinances of the city of Cranston, and that you will well and truly execute the office of which you have been appointed, or until another be engaged in your place, or until you be legally discharged therefrom, so help you God.
We do.
Congratulations. Next this evening, I'm going to call for the appointment of the harbor master. Are there any nominations? Council Vice President Vargas.
Thank you, Council President. I'd like to make a motion to appoint Ted Westcott as Harbor Master, the city of Cranston.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazzulli,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano.
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes. And now let the record reflect that Ted Westcott has been appointed to the harbor master. And if Mr. Westcott, if you could please approach and we will administer the oath. Thank you. You do solemnly swear that you will be true and faithful unto and support the Constitution of the United States, this state, and support the laws and Constitution thereof, and the Home Rule Charter and ordinances of the city of Cranston, and that you will well and truly execute the office of which you have been appointed, or until another be engaged in your place, or until you be legally discharged therefrom, so help you God. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. At this time, I would like to thank everyone in their attendance this evening and their participation. I wish us all a happy, healthy, and prosperous new year. At this time, I will call upon Father Soares to offer the benediction.
As long as I don't have to take any oaths, I'm fine. Thank you, sir. Let us pray. God of heaven and earth, we thank you for your goodness to us. We bless you who counsel us. We thank you for the input of each person in this room. We thank you for the combined wisdom and knowledge represented here. We thank you for what has been communicated today and how we can use it to be more effective. Thank you for helping us to concentrate well in this meeting. Now help us remember what we heard and use it wisely as we go forth. Amen. And Jess said it would be an hour, and it's an hour. Good job. Thank you.
Since there is no further business to come before this council, I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Thank you. And if our MC for the evening and legal counsel, Stephen Angel, can come to the podium, and thank you very much, sir, this evening for your service as well.
You're very welcome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the end of the formal program. We're going to have a recessional from the stage. We invite the judges, registrar, and harbor master and budget analyst to join in that recessional. Following which the council and its leadership extends an invitation to the school committee members and all invited and distinguished guests, as well as the public, to join them for light refreshments in the school library. Thank you. It's another one.
Get us to the library. Get us to the library, man. Let's go. Mom, go. Hold on, Ken. Mayor, hold on. She's not matter. Hold on.
Let's just go. Come on.
Oh, no.
You want to like rock, paper, scissors, Mary.
Yes, yes. No, no.
You look so much like the little that I know. Like the same. And you guys.